And that's the end of part 2 of our list of movie sequels so bad, they almost destroyed the originals. From unnecessary cash grabs to painful storylines, these films prove that not every hit deserves a sequel. Some sequels entertained, but these only left fans disappointed. Which one do you think was the absolute worst? Share your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear your pick. If you enjoyed this countdown, make sure to smash that like button, share it with your friends, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel for more movie content. And stay tuned, because more videos is coming, and trust me, the worst sequels are still waiting. You don't want to miss it. Number 5. A Good Day to Die Hard. Live Free or Die Hard is not a good movie by any standard. But it's practically Raiders of the Lost Ark compared to the flaming pile of dog shit that is 2013's A Good Day to Die Hard. There's no pretext that John McClane is a regular human being in this one. He's a superhero that couldn't be killed by conventional or even unconventional weapons. The plot barely matters, but it revolves around an ill-fated trip to Russia where he teams up with his son, played by Jai Courtney, and fights all sorts of evil dudes. They visit Chernobyl, fire off about 10,000 rounds of ammo, and a helicopter flies into a building. Bruce Willis says, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker." And everyone laughs because it reminds them of better Die Hard movies. Number 4. The Hangover 3. The third Hangover ditches the premise of the first two movies where four buddies have a debauched night on the town, wake up without any memories of it, and try to retrace their steps to find someone they lost along the way. It was insane enough this happened a second time, but moving the action from Las Vegas to Bangkok in the sequel was clever and occasionally quite funny. In the third one, they head back to Sin City for an adventure that's heavy on plot and action, but very light on actual laughs. It also gives Ken Jeong a much bigger role than he had in the first two, but a little bit of his psychotic Leslie Chow character goes a very long way. And bringing everything back to Vegas just reminded us of the superiority of the first movie. The second didn't have to be funny, and wasn't, but at least existed somewhere in the general vicinity of that borderless country known as comedy. 3. Terminator, Dark Fate. After the stunning ineptitude of 2009's Terminator, Salvation, the franchise bounced back to somewhat watchable status with 2015's Terminator Genesis. The critics disagree with us here, and it's not like Genesis is a masterpiece, but at least it was a little fun. And when news hit that Linda Hamilton was finally returning to play Sarah Connor in 2015's The Terminator, Dark Fate, it was hard not to feel genuine excitement. James Cameron signed on as producer. Hope was in the air. Then we saw the actual movie. In the first few minutes, a aged Hamilton watches a teenage John Connor get killed by a Terminator shortly after the events of D2, basically nullifying the entire movie. Number 2. Zoolander 2. The temptation for Ben Stiller to film a Zoolander sequel must have been intense. The 2001 fashion industry spoof wasn't a huge commercial or critical hit, but that was largely because it had the misfortune of landing in theaters just weeks after 9/11. We weren't exactly in a laughing mood at the time. A giant cult of Zoolander fans emerged in the years that followed, but what they really just wanted to do was watch it over and over, sprinkle quotes into everyday conversation, and attend the occasional midnight screening. They didn't want a second one packed with more celebrity cameos than actual jokes, and endless callbacks to the original. Number 1. Son of the Mask. The Mask, 1994, was a comedy classic with Jim Carrey's iconic performance and groundbreaking effects. But its sequel, Son of the Mask, 2005, is often called one of the worst sequels ever made. Without Carrey, The film relied on dull humor, a bizarre baby storyline, and over-the-top CGI that completely lost the charm of the original. What made it worse is that the sequel felt unnecessary from the start. Fans expected the same wild, cartoonish fun, but instead got a messy, cringe-filled movie. Son of the Mask didn't just flop at the box office, it became a textbook example of how a bad sequel can ruin a great movie's reputation.